To furry or not to furry? That is the question Oklahoma schools have decided to take up. I'm Sarah, this is Bill Track 50 Beyond the Bill Number, and this week we're tackling furries in school. Welcome, Stephen.
Hi, Sarah. Happy to be here. If you haven't already, just a quick message for our listeners and viewers. You can find our podcast Beyond the Bill Number on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Substack, or anywhere else you get your podcasts. And yes, what an interesting topic.
From what I saw in this bill, Oklahoma House Bill 3084, it's a really short bill, and it's essentially just about ensuring that students who are furries don't come dressed to school as such.
Yes, Sarah, that is the case. And I can see you're maybe scratching your head or even stroking your whiskers, wondering if this is real life or just a plot from an unaired episode of Parks and Recreation. And you're not alone.
I just have so many questions. How did this get here? What is going on? First and foremost, how on earth are they even defining this? I definitely don't identify as a furry, but especially when I was in elementary, middle, high school, I definitely came dressed in cat ears to school on more than one occasion.
Yeah, well, you and the school mascot both. And the bill states that students who purport to be an imaginary animal or engage in anthropomorphic behavior, also known as being furries, are not allowed to participate in school curriculum or activities. So your kitty ears would certainly have made the Oklahoma legislators furious.
And the anthropomorphic part of that is giving animals human-like qualities.
Yep, that's absolutely what it is, yeah.
So from what I know about furries, it seems kind of pretty harmless, honestly, for people who love animals and living in pretend worlds, LARPing in the park, furries, Dungeons and Dragons, all fun things where we kind of have imagination. And when looking at this bill, the thought of banning it in schools seems a little bit like robbing children and people of their imagination and part of the fun of growing up.
I mean, it certainly does. Yeah, kids will always do these things, and certain fads and trends will start in schools. And generally speaking, it's counterproductive to crack down on them too hard anyway, because it just makes kids want to do them more because they feel rebellious. And the potential for misunderstanding and misapplication of such a law as well is vast. Are school mascots breaking the law? What about if someone comes to school wearing furry ears, or if they've got furry mittens? It raises questions about freedom of expression, the role of schools in regulating school behaviour, and where exactly the line should be drawn. So, a very strange thing for an actual legislator, a state legislature, to actually take up.
This bill literally says that the parent or guardian of a student in violation of this bill needs to pick up the student from school, or animal control services shall be contacted to remove the student. That has to be a joke, right? Like, what?
Well, I mean, who knows what's serious here? So perhaps we could get the Pied Piper to come along and contract him to help out. Joking aside, the allocation of educational resources to policing students' imagination seems like a really curious choice of priorities.
I can't imagine this bill is being taken up. Which committee is it in? The Oklahoma Wildlife Committee?
Yes, you may think so. But actually, no, the bill is currently languishing in the Appropriations and Budget Education Subcommittee of the House Appropriations and Budget Committee, a very grand committee that deals with everything to do with appropriations, money, funding, budgets, and so on. And I doubt they've ever really had to consider anthropomorphic behavior among school children before.
This is just one of those times I read a bill, and I think some of these lawmakers have a little bit too much time on their hands.
Well, you and me both, Sarah. Perhaps it's time for them to pause.
Well, thank you for this. We will catch you next time on Bill Track 50 Beyond the Bill Number.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Sarah.